What's up guys, it's Clash Evolved here, back with another video. Today I'll be rating all 28 common cards in Clash Royale. So let's just jump right into it. Alright, so first up, Archers. Those are a pretty solid card, but I feel like it doesn't do enough damage. So I'm gonna put that in the B tier. Arrows. Arrows is actually really good when right after the rework. Because like you can like take out guard, you can take out like all swarm. Like if your enemy places like swarm cards like after you do your arrows, like it's just so satisfying to just like destroy them because the 3 waves of arrows. So I'm gonna put that in S tier. Barbarians, they're kind of slow and like you can only use them for defense. So like they don't really make a good counter push either. So it's either a C or an F. But I'm going to put it at an F because why would you use Barbarians when you just use Barbarian Hut for 2 more elixir and get a lot more value? Bats. Bats was recently buffed, so they're honestly pretty good. For 2 elixir, they can get a lot of value and do a lot of damage. Bomber. Bomber, it's only used in like Golem decks, I think. But I rarely see it, but when I do see it, it's pretty easy to counter because it only hits ground troops, so like any air troop at all would just take it out. I'll put that in the C tier. Cannon's usually seen in the Hog Cycle deck, and the Hog Cycle deck is pretty good. For 3 elixir, it's pretty solid defense. It can't hit air though, so I put that in the B. What is this thing called? Electric Spirit? I actually don't remember because of how, like, it's so underrated and I never see it in game. And, like, when I do use it, like, just to try it out, it's kind of slow, like, to do the damage, and it's, like, super unsatisfying. Like, there's no reason to use it over Ice Spirit or Heal Spirit. Like, it barely provides anything, so I'm gonna put that in F tier. E-Barbs are super good since they just got buffed. They do so much damage. I'm gonna put that in the A tier. I would put it in the S tier, but honestly, I think they're gonna get nerfed. But, you know, they're still alright as a win condition, I guess. Firecracker. Okay, Firecracker isn't that good. It's annoying to play against, but it's pretty much a free tower activation if they play the Firecracker incorrectly. So I'm gonna put that in the C tier. Fire Spirits. Fire Spirits aren't that great either because, like, they do splash damage, but sometimes you don't need that splash damage. And, like, they're not that good for kiting either as defense, so I'm gonna put that in the C tier. Snowball. Snowball was good before they changed it. And, like, now it's, like, way too small in my opinion. But I'm gonna put that. I'll put that in the C tier because Zap is probably just a better snowball because it's much faster too. So, but you know, I understand that you can use a knockback and everything, but Fireball can also do that and also kill the troop as well. So it really is not that good. All right, Goblin Gang. Goblin Gang is actually pretty good. It's good for log bait decks and mortar decks. I'm gonna put that in the B tier. There's 3 melee goblins and 2 spear. You can easily get free chip damage with it as well. Goblins, I don't see as often either. It's kind of unpopular, but they actually do quite a lot of damage as defense, but bad offense. So I'll put that in the C tier. But as a goblin barrel, they're pretty good. Ice Spirit. Ice Spirit's pretty good for cycling and Inferno Tower or Inferno Dragon resets. So I'm gonna put that in the B tier. They're also good for chip damage, like at the beginning of the game. You put it at the bridge and they get free damage on the tower. Knight. A Knight is super good. It's it's actually really tanky, and they actually do quite a lot of damage. Like if you have like a full health knight on your tower, like that's gonna take a chunk of your tower. I'm gonna put that in S tier. It's really good. All right, minion horde. It's I feel like it's not reliable because if the enemy has any splash, they're gonna get a lot of value out of it, or any spells, even like a fireball. So I'm gonna put that in the C tier. But if you play it really well, it can be decent, I guess. Minions, minions just a stronger bats. Um, they're around the same as bat, but a little stronger. So I will put that in the A tier. They're actually pretty good. Motor, I rarely see it, but it's kind of underrated in my opinion because it actually does quite a lot of damage if you can get a tower lock. But overall, it's still not that good. Alright, Rascals. Rascals, the problem with Rascals is that the ranged units in the back are too close to the melee ones. So like, if you like put it on top of a Mega Knight or something, or like something that like does splash damage or pierces, it will kill the two Rascal girls like instantly. So like if there's like a bomber, like it's gonna take them out pretty easily. So they're not that great, but they do quite a lot of damage if they do lock onto your tower. Alright, Royal Delivery. Alright, in my opinion, it's too slow. Like, you want the spells to be fast so you can have a fast reaction time, and you also can only put it as defense. That's another downside to it. So it's not that good. Like, just use like Barbarian Barrel or something. Like, I don't really see it being as strong as a Barbarian, like the Royal Recruit. So I'm gonna put it down here as an F tier. I also never see it either. Alright, Royal Giant. Royal Giant itself isn't that strong, but with the cards that you use with it, it's actually pretty strong. And you can also get a lot of damage since it's ranged. So it's pretty good. It's usually always meta. So I'm gonna put that in the A tier. Like, it's by itself, it's not super OP. So yeah. Alright, Royal Guards. These guys, they're pretty good defense. I feel like they're not too strong because their shield is pretty tanky, but after their shield's gone, they're like really squishy. They're also kind of annoying because they push on both sides, but you can probably kite them pretty easily by putting troops in the middle of the field. So that's a downside to them. But I mean, they're defensive cards, so defense are pretty good. So I'm gonna put that in the B tier. Alright, Skeleton Barrel. Skeleton Barrel is pretty good. You can get some good chip damage, and if you're going against someone who doesn't know how to defend against it, like they're bad at timing their zap or log, then this can get a lot of free damage. So I'm gonna put that in the B tier, but I put it in the B tier because if people that do know how to counter it can easily counter it. Like just with the zap, you get a positive elixir trade by that. Alright, what are these guys? Skeleton dragons? I honestly don't know what they're called. I'm kind of noob, but I rarely see them either. They're kind of like electric spirit. So like they're kind of squishy too, and they're kind of, it's just a baby dragon really, but there's two, and they're really squishy. Like they're not that good at all. Like if they lock onto your tower, they're not gonna do any damage. You're gonna like die pretty quickly. Skeletons, okay, skeleton is really good. It's great defense if you use it correctly. You can kite really easily with it, and it's pretty reliable, honestly. So I like using it. Alright, Spear Goblin. That card, they're not too strong, but you can get some good chip damage with it. So I'm putting the B tier, but I don't really see it too often either. More in Mega Knight decks or Swarm decks. But yeah, they're not that good as defense. So I'm gonna put that in the B tier. Alright, Tesla is really good. Like, if you use this correctly and like place it correctly, it can be a really good defense, and it also does a lot of damage. So I'm gonna put that in the A tier. Zap, Zap is also pretty good. It's like nice and fast, but sometimes like it can't counter Goblin Barrel or um like regular goblins, but they can kill spear goblins and skeletons. So they're pretty decent of a card. So I'm gonna put that. Honestly, I'm gonna put it in the A tier because it's nice and cheap, and it's pretty good for the um, resets as well. So I think that concludes it all. So thanks for watching, guys.